Over the years, we have grown by leaps and bounds as it relates to technology, modern technology, electronics, communication, and so forth. But it comes with a cost. As convenient as your cell phone is, as convenient as your smart television is, your plasma or your flat screen, your virtual devices, your PlayStation games and your Xboxes and so forth, even your iPhones and Androids, as convenient as they may be and as enjoyable and entertaining as these items may be, they don't come without a cost. And I'm not talking about monetary cost, I'm talking about privacy. We are being watched and listened to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and throughout the entire year. We live in a surveillance society. We're being surveilled all the time, watched, observed. Information is constantly being collected on each and every living human being in America, more specifically now. And if not on all four corners of the planet, it's almost there. It's almost totally there, especially with the advent of the so called new 5G, fifth generation technology. So, this video is primarily talking about or focusing on VPN. VPN, Virtual Private Network, on your computers. Most of us would love to believe that we have privacy while we're going on our favorite sites to shop, to look for restaurants, to go eat at with the family, or to play games and to peruse, to do whatever, to communicate with one another, families on social media and so forth. But someone is watching us, someone is listening to us, as I said earlier. So many of you may have heard this acronym, if you will, VPN, standing for Virtual Privacy Network. There are many companies that tout this particular piece of technology that you can purchase in most instances. Some may be free or on a trial basis, but the whole premise behind it is to ensure your privacy, that no one can tap into your messages, they can hack your accounts and so forth. So you're protected by this VPN, supposedly protected, but that's not true. Let me ask you a question. When you are online, let's say Facebook, let's say uh, YouTube, let's say any particular platform or any particular website, and you see these advertisements on the screen off to the right or the left or up and down, it doesn't matter, and they are advertising, protect your privacy, order this or sign up for this VPN program. And they come under all types of beautiful, illustrious types of names and so forth, very creative names, some of them VPN services. How do we know who those people are who are running the services? How do we know that those are not the very people that we're trying to protect our information from? We don't know. All we know is someone is advertising a product to us, especially when someone is advertising a product to you that is supposedly free. Who does that? Who gives any of us anything of value that's free in today's world? And as a matter of fact, 30, 40 years past, we've never gotten anything truly free. It always comes with some sort of gimmick. So VPNs are no different. So do you have a VPN that you've signed up for that you believe is protecting your information on the net? You may want to rethink it. I'm just here to get you to think. Let me read this little excerpt here. VPN companies and providers are obligated by law to provide any user data to courts and governments under a gag order, which means they can't tell the customer, that's you or I, they're giving out your activity history, and they target activists, drug dealers, and you and me, every one of us. They target all of us. You see, a court order or an order from the government can force them to give up your information. It's really simple, isn't it? So let's not make this hard. Do you still believe that your information is safe with a company you don't know? With a company that you have only seen for the first time advertised on the online, in a magazine, on a commercial? You know, one thing that's sneaky about an enemy, an enemy will give you the impression that they are one way, but you find out later on that it wasn't true. What are you saying, brother teacher? It's really simplistic. A wolf in sheep's clothing. You've heard that expression before, right? If a person wants to gain your confidence, they are going to try to present to you that which they think you're looking for, that which they think you like or enjoy. But they have an ulterior motive, they have an agenda. They want to capture you in some sort of manner for physical gain, for monetary gain, for political reasons, even for enslavement. So please beware of the sheep that actually are not sheep. They are indeed wolves dressed as sheep. In today's world and society, things are not as you suppose. Things are not as they appear. And they have never been as they have appeared. We live in a very, very dark world today, a very dangerous world. There are hackers, there are thieves, there are murderers, there's espionage, there's all types of things that are on the dark side that's lurking right around us. We are engulfed in it, but many of us are too blind to see. And many of us are deliberately blind. We don't want to believe that people are not genuine. We don't want to believe that our government has an ulterior motive as it relates to us as people. We don't want to believe that our government is going to lie to us. But it has, and it does, and it will continue to lie to us. For what? Its own purpose. It's that simple. The poor people, the poor working people class, the middle class, we're all enslaved. And most of us don't even know it. Most of us have that cognitive dissonance. We don't want to believe that the greatest country on the planet doesn't really care about us. So, enough of that. Remember what I said about the virtual privacy network. Which one is legitimate? And if you can tell me of one that's legitimate, tell me why. Tell me how it is that you know that it is legitimate. Now, I'm going to throw this little footnote in there to sort of parallel what I'm saying. If you haven't been to the doctor in years and you have an illness or an injury, you go to the emergency room You see all of these people dressed up in scrubs and lab jackets and so forth with badges on, with names on the badges, and even titles on the badges. Do you know them? Did you ever know them? How do you know what their teaching is? How do you know what their education is? How do you know what their political views are? How do you know what their morality is and their ethics? All you can do is just simply assume. If you've never seen them at all in your life, you are putting your care and your life in their hands. Just something for you to think about. So when one of those individuals that say that they are a doctor comes to you and they prescribe a medication or even surgery, some procedure that may even be invasive, sticking a needle in you, extracting blood from you or fluid from you, you've never met them before. How can we trust that which we don't truly know? I'm not saying that you should never trust the medical industry in any capacity. What I'm saying is this: we need to start thinking more. We need to start using critical thinking more. And we need to start using it if we've never used it before. Because things are not necessarily as they appear. You need to understand this. You need to comprehend this. Know the world in which you live. Be a man, be a woman, and face things straight on. And stop assuming that everything that you see is genuine. This is Brother Teacher. What say you?